Hello everyone, my name is Vivek and I am working as an assistant professor in Cybersecurity Warangal. So today we will understand the topic foundation of cybersecurity. In that topic, we will understand introduction to cybersecurity. So before going to start of introduction to cybersecurity, we will first understand what is the word meaning cyber. Okay, so cyber word start from the prefix. Cyber is a prefix word, right, from the Greek kybernetes, meaning statesman or pilot, right? So it's evolved into the cybernetics in 1948 to describe the control and communication system. Actually, cyber words is a statesman or pilot, the meaning of that word. So later it was used, previously it was used to the statesman or pilot word. But later in the modern uses, it is started to use in a cybernetics or a derivative of cyberspace. It is now used to describe the computer technology that's a cybersecurity or cybercrime. So that means the statesman or pilot for the security or the crime to control that. The same thing as used for the pilot controller or the statesman. So that words came from the word statesman or pilot. So for the internet terminology, it's used for the cybernetics, that means the cyber security word. So that means the controlling the security. You can say the controlling the security or the controlling the crime. So that word's kind of a controlling word. Okay, so we go to the next history. If we go to the next, what is the history of that cybersecurity world? Okay, so first it is started in 1970s. Creation of the first computer worm, that is a creeper. It's a friendly virus that created, and it's a counter antivirus created by the rapper. So in the 1960-70, the foundation was started with time sharing system. Okay, at the ARPANET. Okay, so it's a kind of one project they developed. So Worm Thomas created the friendly virus that's named a creeper, and later in the same year that the Ray Tomlinson developed the Reaper to delete the creeper. So first antivirus the Reaper and first virus the creeper. So that's how cybersecurity history was started. But nowadays, if you see what kind of threats are there, right? So objective of this current chapter to understand the nature of the modern cyber threats, as we discussed that it started the friendly way how it affects the library and reading system when it started in that ARPANET project. So later, but currently, what are we going to understand? I discussed with you guys like what kind of that cyber world is there and how it evolved. Right now, we are understanding to go. In this chapter, we will understand the nature of the modern cyber threats because we have to go to the modern technology. As a modernly, it is used as a cyber security, right? So, nature of the modern cyber threats, identify common cyber crimes and financial frauds, recognize the roles of threat intelligence. This is just we will touch this topic and we will discuss about this topic. So, if we go as we discussed already, cyber means some controlling and netics means internet. So, terms relating to the computer technology, network securities, right? So, if we come to the current scenario, we have seen there are many cyber crimes types, right? Different types of cyber crime. So, uh, this is in the history. We will go slowly how the first cyber threats was, first cyber crime was. We will see that. Okay, but currently, what kind of cyber crimes are going on? This slides cover that details. So, like as we say that the this detail shows the online banking fraud, UPI payment app fraud, ransomware attack, cryptocurrency scam, money laundering. These are the currently known cyber crimes type. But if we recognize the first major widely recognized cyber attack on the internet, that was a Morris worm released on 1988. Right? So that's kind of a if we say that kind of attacks was a impact of $10 million. $10 million, estimated from 100,000 million to over $10 million. And that is a why do you say in the internet was the Morris form released on November 2, 1988, created by Robert Tuppan Morris. It was the first malicious program to spread across the internet, infecting roughly 6,000 Unix machines, which was 10% of all connected computers at that time. So while this was attack happened, the Federal Bureau of Investigation checks that attack, and actually before that also the friendly virus was tested, but that was a friendly antivirus developed. But properly security of the money system, properly security of the these system was not decided. So at 1987, the NIST was properly recognized for the controlling of these kind of cyber crime and threats. So now we are just overviewing the introduction and we will go into the details of these kind of things. So we see the this kind of cyber crimes are there. So what kind of methods are using for those crimes? So we see you usually see when online banking frauds come, fake OTPs call and phishing messages comings, right? And the UPI and payment app fraud, fake apps, QR code scams are coming. When we talk about the ransomware attack, encrypting system for ransoms are coming, right? So what kind of ransomware attack is there? The completely computer or files are hacked, which has intellectual data, company's official data, or the personal data that can be blackmailed later. So kind of arresting. Cryptocurrency scam, fake investment, rug pulls, kind of gaming apps, right? And through the investment app, those are not trustworthy. Money laundering, crypto mixing, mule accounts, kind of the money laundering attacks are there. So if we see the financial impact across India, 1,200 plus crore per year in India. This is just estimate data we cover. We see from the different sites, and the if we have the UPI data, see the rupees 9,000 per case is reported. So many UPI fraud are going. So that also going to be secure in future related to slowly. If we see this year or before that year, we cannot get if we pay from the UPI, we could not get the money back. But still, cyber agencies or security agencies are thinking if we pay within 24 hours, if we can get that money back or not. So that is an online system to register details. We will discuss about that later. So now we are understanding what kind of crimes are going on. So because nowadays everybody has mobile phone and mostly everyone has a laptop and a computer. So this is the digital era to attack someone's because personal identity, personal information and money are the most important things for nowadays. So they can be attacked by different kind of ways and these kind of loss can be there. So we see the ransomware attack, there's some more than 20 plus billion globally. Cryptocurrency scam also approx $3.9 million worldwide. So that affect the complete system of GDP plus that affects individual human those suffer from the cyber crime, right? We have seen different cases recently about the digital arresting, even though not common men, even though some recognized persons, those are in the government body previously, now they retired and they have been attacked. Like previously, if you see in Delhi, somebody was digitally arrested and he lost approx 15 or 20 crore rupees. We have seen the news recently. So these kind of news comes. Few comes and few does not comes. So we have seen some video calls fraud, right? Some different kind of scams related to the OTP fraud. So many kind of some giving the knowledge like you will get some more money if you invest some little money. So that's kind of fraud still going on since start. So if we see like in our daily life also, or you if you see your other colleague also, like in your neighbor, in your society, these kind of cases you can find very easily. Few tells, few does not tells due to the image. So this kind of cybercrime is very deep inside the society and the not in India, but all over the world. So that need to be secure. So that comes under the cybersecurity. Now we are understanding different kind of crimes. So why we need a security? We will get to know. Right? There is something crime. That's why we need a security. So we are getting to know what kind of crimes are there. Then why we come to know about the security. Right? Same like first and a virus has created like creeper we discussed. Then we come to know the first antivirus reaper. Same thing. So there is a crime. So that's why we need a security from the crime. So first we are understanding about the cyber crime, then we will understand about the security, why we need the security, right? So these kind of things, because this is just introduction chapter, so we are slowly going into the depth, right? So if we go more details, we will see cybercrime involves illegal activities carried out using a different networks on the internet, primarily targeting money, data, or digital assets, as we discussed already. Criminals target is online banking, right? Now you see the banking system has already improved because of these kind of mistakes previously has been happened, right? This kind of theft has been found previously. If before 6 years we see without OTP we can log in the bank by ID password. But nowadays few banks, like if you see SBI, there's a OTP thing. So Canara Bank, many banks, there's either fingerprinting locking and the biometric locking. Either you have to see the password. Without OTP, you cannot log in. Either they have a two-way encryption process. That's kind of security they are providing. Now we are not discussing much about the security. We are discussing about the what kind of crime are going on. So that um, currently securities are understanding those kind of things and involving for the security. But our target first to understand different crimes. Then we will go to the security story. So money laundering, fake accounts, sell companies. So you have seen the many Facebook fake account, Instagram fake account. They are asking money based on like for other names, right? They created the account behalf of others, and they ask the money behalf of others. We need money like that, but actually that person doesn't need money. Some others using the fake account, sell companies, cryptocurrencies, and international transfers, hawalas. This kind of laundering is there, making tracking difficult for law enforcement. With the rise of digital payments, cyber financial crimes have increased rapidly. These kind of things are there, right? So if we go to the more details, we can see the cyber crimes, what it was. Illegal activities using computer network on the internet, right? We already discussed it. Common cyber crimes include online fraud, phishing, ransomware, identity that we already understood it. Cyber criminals often use mule accounts, right? They do not use their original identity. Sell companies either prepaid cards and crypto mixers to hide the money trails. The most of the time, cyber crimes are not sitting in the actual country or city where they are working. Like suppose they are targeting to India, they will sit into Africa or some other country. We cannot say. Suppose somebody targeting to Africa, they will sit some other country, maybe India or some other place. If we talk about the international, if we talk about nationally, someone target to the one state, they will not sit into the same state. The attackers and from the different states. Suppose someone is targeting for Delhi to attack, maybe they are sitting in other state like MP, UP, Bihar, Karnataka, Telangana, different. Maybe there are 29 states. One can sit in another state and operate from another state. So they do not target in the same state. This is a state level. If think about district level, one will not target the same district where he is or she is sitting. So like that, they target to the hide the identity for the different place. So cryptocurrencies enable faster cross-border transfer, making tracing difficulties if KYC and monitoring are weak, right? So nowadays, you see every mobile number for the sake of the account, for the sake of details, Aadhaar, it started since 2011, the Aadhaar was. And then nowadays, KYC is started. Like if your number is registered, then only you can purchase the SIM card, right? Many things have been going for the security purpose, right? Our target first understand the need for the security, right? Why we need. So we can get a good things. Now, financial laws impact individual bank, government, and national security, making cybercrime a serious economic threat. If you see the details properly, if you read the economics details, you can get that many countries' central bank or reserve bank are getting a theft of the money from the bank, right? They sometimes outside the news, but sometimes the news could not come the outside. So that happens even though with the big central bank also of different countries. So that's why they need to understand the criminals approach so that they can make secure. Now AI-based fraud detection also coming. That is also need to be intelligent because maybe somebody is a person or AI person is doing like now in the future era of robotics AI more cybercrime even though technology is like we say science has advantage and disadvantage the same if robotics AI are increasing much, right? So there can be the possibility. The attackers will be in different style. So the security will be in different manner. So advantage of the science, we are developing a robot and AI for the good opportunities and good technologies and helping of the different applications like healthcare, educations, and some vehicles, these kind of things, or restaurant, these kind of. But actually, that can have a disadvantage also. Theft or the attackers can use them as a attacking tool. So that also technology persons or technology developer need to understand. Then accordingly, where phenomena need to be developed. That we will discuss later. Now we are just understanding what kind of threats are going in the upcoming days or the current days. Now these details. After these details, we will understand in the money laundering method. Importantly, what kind of common cyber-based system. So phishing, face and fake investment debt, UPI, credit card, net banking fraud, cryptocurrency, tumblers and wallet hopping, use of money pools via social engineering. So these are the money laundering method, simple money laundering method which can be faced by common man. Okay, now we will see the different types of attack. Phishing, SQL injecting, that means structured query language, that means any admin, like username and password will be correct. It will not go through the encryption technique, right? It's a cross scripting attack that will enter inside the process. DNS, domain name server turning, means your server only be hacked by different tunnel, man in the middle, will the server and the end user. So these kind of threats are there for the these kind of attacks are there for the users or the money or the personal identities. So we are just understanding the introduction. So in that we are just getting knowledge of the attacks. Then we understand. Now we are understanding these kind of attacks so that the security, right? So as we got to know, there are different attacks. Mainly they are attacking on data for the big companies. But for normal human beings or money, they are attacked, right? So according to age wise, according to the work wise, according to the group wise, the attacks are different for individuals or for organizations. So if there are attacks, there are crimes, we need or individual leader or a company leader or a nation leader or a state needs a security or a bank needs a security from those assets, right? So the attacks to save from the attacks, we need a cyber security. So how does it matter? To protect, prevent, ensure, and safeguard. So for that purpose, we need a or the companies, individual, or the financial system need a security, protect, prevent the cyber attacks, and ensure the security and safeguard. So previously, we were not using the like apps to transfer the money like UPI apps, but when individual has make sure that there is no fraud when you use that online payment method, then slowly humans, individuals or people of group started to use the UPI apps. Still, few are not using the UPI due to the lack of technology, lack of knowledge. We don't say the lack of technology, lack of knowledge of technology they have, so they scared to use the UPIs. But previously, before 7 or 8 years, that was not in India, especially that was not that much progressive. And nowadays, every shop is a scanner, and we can pay easily because the belief of the protection, the online trust that need to build up due to the help of cybersecurity. Now, after attacking understand, we understood the security is needed. So we can say is a popularly defined the practice of implementing tools and technology to protect computer, network, electronic device, system, and data against cyber attack or the like different kind of malware attacks, suspicious activities. We need a security to protect the computer, network, electronic devices, system. If we go the further, so how cyberspace overview looks like. Just now, normally we see how it goes. So we have already discussed to protect computer, network, data digitally, right? So if we say the cyberspace overview, it's not only one system. So if we say nowadays there is a cloud computing process going on, right? Everything is connected to the Wi-Fi. We'll say later on Wi-Fi security. We will discuss about that Wi-Fi security, VPN security, firewall security, mobile security. There are many things there. But in introduction, we are just understanding the overview. So internet, cloud, IoT, mobile devices are there. They are linked to each other, right? If we see nowadays, internet power has a Wi-Fi activities now. You have modem inside your room. There's Wi-Fi. So everything is connected. Now, if you want to compute something online, there's a cloud computing platform as well. So everything is connected. So cyberspace is a large space, like digital, data, internet, network. So that all space need to be protected. That's how cybersecurity need to be worked to make sure that every single step and process should be secure during the work of any cyber activities. That can be anything, right? The what can be anything means it can be the network that means connecting the one-to-one access. Second, it can be the application that can be the app security that is using in the mobile phone, that is using in the computer, information, the emailing, messaging, right? And information can be the sending the money. Money is also in terms of information, chatting and contacting, whatever is there. It's the information security. Operational security means whatever work is going on, that's under the operational security. If you see this, different kind of cybersecurity domains are there. NIST domains or this these are the security agencies. NIST COVID, we will talk later about it. But now we are understanding the what kind of security features are the domain, what kind of domain of security. So network, which we understood, overview we understood just top layers, not we went inside, just understanding the top layer. Application, okay, then application windows app security. Network is a connecting the two place, two devices. Application is the app which we are using. Suppose we are using a phone pay app, Google Pay or Google Drive, or we can say the gallery app. Different apps are there, right? Information, that means the communication. Operational, that means when something is processed, that process need to be secure. Now, if we discuss about the, it's a summary what we discussed about in terms of cybersecurity. So we already know the history. I discussed about the history. The first friendly virus was the rebirth and the rebirth, right? Then we understood in the first kind of major widely used cyber attack. Internet was a Morris bomb, and this 1988, and so different kind of attack was recognized, and different kind of money laundering, phishing. malware, and these kind of things are there. So all those things, if we understand about the common, if we do not go about the history, and we understood that cyber is a controlling, but security controlling, right? So it comes from the Greek word. Right? So we understood for the common man or common woman, like normal human beings, we understood what kind of cyber attacks are there, right? So for that we need a security. It can be the different kind of attacks we understood and different kind of security level we checked, right? Application security, network security, informational security, operational security. These are the overviews, just we understood. But why we need? Because we have a application insecurity, information insecurity, data insecurity, network insecurity. So that could be understood first, then come to the security purpose, right? So we understood from this discussion that cyber tech to security protects system, network, device, and data. And why we need? Because they are the unsecurity things, right? If we understood different attackers, things, different threats, things, then we come to the security things, right? We understood how the cyber words, how a cybernetics word come from, and what the meaning of cyber, and how was history of the cyber uh, security started. And also we understood first cyber attack where it was. So history it was there. We will go into depth about that history and details more. But now in the introduction, we are just overviewing the different kind of cyber threats or attacks, why we need the cyber security. So this is just an introductory chapter of the cyber security class. So we understood different kind of attacks are there, different kinds of attacks for what? For normal human, it's money taken things. And for the big things, there is a data and intellectual property or personal details kind of things, or money also. So money, personal details, data, those kind of important things, right? Your informations, whatever you are talking, and these things, right? So these things are the details that need to be saved. So how to save these things we understand slowly, but now what kind of safeness are needed. So few overview understand, few overview want we talked about application, network, information, operation like that. Mhm. In depth, how they work, like what to do, what to not do, like that we will go in details. So first we understood about the attack target, money, personal lesson, this one, right? Rapid growth of online banking, UPI. That's why we need a cyber security. Common threats include a cyber crime, fraud, ransomware, data breaches, and the money laundering. Cyber security combines now. If we understood about the threats and why we need a cyber security and what kind of security needs, now we combines the technology process and human awareness. First thing is technology definitely needed for different threat modeling or the threat intelligence needed definitely. The process should be secure, right? Definitely after that also awareness should be there, right? Awareness means do not tell the OTP, do not believe on fake SMS, do not suddenly threats from the like unknown calls. If somebody tells you, like when I was informing that, so when I was in outside India, it's a few calls to somebody's came. I'm talking from embassy, and you have this things. Please come or send these things to that number like that. So few persons are scared about that. So that kind of things happen. Suppose sometimes call came to someone, right? They are telling that, oh, I am calling from this place, and they behave like, because they are trained, they behave like they are on power, and you have these things, and you did this kind of details, and online you do these things, or maybe you have this kind of fake things, and now you have to come suddenly to this place, and this place is far from you, right? So you will scared, and then they ask, if you cannot come, just send this much money now, and we will arrange a few days for you, then you can come. So you are scared, so then you suddenly send money or something you do, and because of image you do not tell to other also. So first thing is awareness. That's why nowadays every banks are sending the message, or every mobile companies are sending message to aware the human. Please read that message of awareness. Like, do not tell the OTP. That any bank do not call directly for the money or for the insecurity. Any agency that be custom and other agency like that, police or any other agency, they do not uh, give. They do not give a call to the common human for any they do not give an official call for the common human to make the money or to make the arresting. Right? If they have something, they will send a proper proof, or they will come to your gate and they will talk to you with the proper proof. Right? So do not leave any fake call. Do not afraid. Human awareness is very important. Right? Then no strong cybersecurity is essential for individual, organization, and national security. Definitely, if individual is secure, definitely society will secure. That means if somebody is working in an organization, that organization will be secure, and then definitely national security will be there. National will secure, and national money will be inside the proper secure place, right? Definitely, if national will secure, each national, every national will secure, the international will secure, right? So the security take care of individuals' money, individuals' information, individuals can say the rights. That is why cybersecurity needed. Now, we talk about the few things. Now, how cybersecurity works. Now, we will discuss more details about the threat intelligence in chapter. Now, we are discussing now we are just touching that topic. Threat intelligence is just a what? Intelligence for the threat, right? That threat intelligence word meaning to become intelligent for the threat, right? So that threat can be mitigated or can be understood and can be respond for the threats, right? So it is kind of a information about current and potential cyber threats, right? That means you can say somebody intelligence. That means you are understanding the detail and responding for the detail. That means you are helping to someone predicting, detecting response for that things, right? So that's how intelligence talks, right? So threat intelligence means intelligence for the threats, right? So you're understanding the threats, you're understanding and to detect the threats and you're responding properly. So source include the malware reports, open source data, security feeds. So if you read the articles, if you read the proper news, if you read the security details, if you understand the technology, if you read the threat, how threats works, and if you read the security codes, now you become intelligent to create the you become intelligent to predict the and detect the things, right? So that's called intelligence. So understand the intelligence software or threat modeling software and understand the trails and how to respond them. That's called a how to respond the attacks. That's called intelligence. We'll go into depth into the upcoming videos, right? Upcoming slide. So that is incident response, right? And the threat hunting enables proactive security instead of reactive defense. So that we can say it is not a it is not a we cannot say it is a reactive. Reactive means when somebody attack, then we are reacting. No, threat intelligence means we are pre-securing the system before the attack only, right? So that it is used in the security operations center, right? SOC means it is using the security operations center, incident response, and threat hunting. Threat hunting means some attackers. Hunting means removing the attackers. So when some incident comes, responding that, and security operations controls. So threat intelligence is a term. So to intelligent system or ourselves to protect from the threats or to mitigate the threats, right? Like that. So this is just a overview understood, right? So today we understand about the introduction to cybersecurity, how cybersecurity came into the picture, what the meaning of cyber, okay, what the history, little bit about the cyber attacks, first cyber attacks, okay, how the cybersecurity words came. Then we understood different things about the what kind of cybercrime and financial impact. Then we understood about the different kind of attacking, and we got to know if there are attacks, then we need a security, right? So different kind of overview of the security and domains we understood. So this is just an overview of the cybersecurity and how to deal with them. Little bit we went for discussion about the threat intelligence. So thank you everyone for listening. We understood just a overview of cybersecurity and just touching on the threat. So, okay. Thank you very much to listen this. And please stay tuned. We will discuss more about the different topic and chapters about the cyber security. Thank you once again, and see you in the next video. Thank you. And please like this and share and subscribe to get to spread the information about the cyber security to each and everyone. Thank you.